I'm Lisa Opie and I'm Managing Director of Ubisoft Leamington and Reflections in Newcastle. I've been with Ubisoft for just under a year and previously I was at BBC Studios. I was at the BBC for about 10 years. An enormous learning curve. So I'm really brilliant as a result of that. I don't think I've ever learnt as much in as short a period of time. So today I was talking about the importance of creating a culture of belonging. I passionately believe that the most diverse companies are the most successful companies, and that it's really important that the people who make our games reflect the people who are playing them. And I think that for us as an industry, as a sector, a relatively young one, still very much in growth mode, I think it's really important that we can attract and retain talent from different industries and different backgrounds, because different voices drive greater creativity. So I was talking about inclusion, about creating cultures where people belong. One of the things that's really striking about the game sector is how engaged people are, how much they care. That's really true for Reflections in Leamington. People passionately care about what they do, about their craft and the company that they work for. And I think that engagement is really impressive. So it was brilliant to have an audience who stayed despite the heat and who asked loads of questions and were clearly engaged. So it was great. I really want to go to the one about the metaverse. I'm a bit worried I might have missed it, but I'm definitely going to watch that on catch up. There's one about Crunch that I thought I would really like to go and look at. And there are loads. I mean, I just think it's an amazing schedule. So yes, there's lots that I think are really interesting. Last year's Develop was in October and I'd just begun, but I didn't come. And I was really intrigued. I wanted to know who'd been and what had happened, because it sounded so interesting and so much a part of the sort of culture of the industry. Everybody talks about it. But I guess, you know, as a first-time person, I've been really impressed by the breadth of sessions and the enormous amount of choice about and the topics that are covered. I think the networking opportunities are really impressive. I think the fact that it's sort of skills focused, my first perception of the audience is that actually it's quite broad. So there are people who are as likely to be students or come from universities and education as people who are practicing and working within the sector, and they're as likely to work in big studios as small studios. And I think that sort of really broad, diverse appeal is part of Develop's success. And I think it's a really important collaboration. I think some of the challenges that we face as an industry will be cracked together. I think all of us need to rise to some of the challenges that we face. So an event that brings people together, that fleshes out what those are, places where we can learn from each other, where we share generously, because it's a very generous sector, I'd say. Best practice, I think, is a really brilliant thing to be able to do. And Develop plays an incredibly important role in that.